just in case.
Thank you both.
Oh, it's my joy.
Oh, thank you.
Where did
Yeah.
Diana
Judy.
go? Where's Diana?
She's hiding, muting herself.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I see her initials.
She's on mute.
So I have a question.
Okay. Is this Jeopardy? I thought you were going to give us the answer and we'll have to figure out the question.
How many are there on the surface of the planet? Roughly.
7.5 billion?
6 billion.
And is it a new day for each of the 7.5 billion?
Yes.
Yes.
Technically, yes. Not emotionally, because there
No, just is it a new day? Keep it simple.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
That means that there are at least 7.5 billion new things happening on the surface.
Yes.
Yes.
That's before any experience, any balancing. I mean, that's amazing to me.
It's huge.
It is huge, and yet that's the environment we have by being on the surface. So, and that's what we're really discussing. We're discussing 7.5 billion. And we are capable of asking deeper questions. That's why we're doing this again. And we've added Jilly and Yuri.
And Judy.
Yeah, and Julie
Hey,
and Judy.
There's 3 J's in this call now.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
we got surprised with how valuable it was when the 3 of us did it. So we added 3 more.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Thank
And
you.
now there are 7 of us.
Yes.
And then if this goes well, there's a scenario to go to 9 of us.
Okay.
Lovely.
So, but, maybe we won't do that. We already have a call on Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we could do this again next Saturday. That's the scenario.
Yeah.
Great day for me.
And add 3 more.
Amen.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's the way things work in quantum. Now, let's go back and look at the implications. So each day is a new day with new experience filaments.
Yes.
Living another day is an experience filament. So therefore, my answers will change, could change each day.
Yes.
Because there are all these other experience filaments, which I'm aware of. Not one at a time, but in whole.
Yes.
Therefore, if I answer a question for anybody, it is maybe different than if I would ask the question 2 or 3 days earlier.
Yeah. Makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, so there are some questions that are queued up for Tuesday. Well, they're queued up because they'll be different than if my answer was today. And my answer is different because experience elements in total are different.
Yes.
Yes.
So, therefore, we are answering the questions in the now.
Now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now is changing.
Yeah.
Now,
The
always
answers
correct.
Yes.
can be different. And it also depends on who asks the question. For example, Diane Joy has said, "This is my first time." So to her, it's really a big deal. She's going to share a dream and ask a question. That's the scenario. That's not a doozy out of time. So this does more to connect all the dots for you.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing what I've just shared gives you a deeper appreciation of what connecting the dots means.
Yes.
So with that, let's start. Who's got a question?
Sounds of silence.
Yes.
Peter, I don't really have a question, but I have more of observations that have been happening. And that is to do with just being in the moment and the changes that take place in every moment. So it seems that the questions that come up in the moment are answered before they're asked.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes, as we progress, they are. But you have a formula and you have voice. It's really two words, two key words. And as you become more quantum, the formula is more expansive to you, and the voice is more simple, and the voice is a blue dot. Well, we're dots. The voice is using blue because this is a blue creation, the Milky Way galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
We are one planet, and we have 7 other civilizations in the 800 miles of Earth's crust, and another one in Earth's core. And then we have splinter groups like under Mount Shasta, headed by Adama. So we're swinging. We really are. So one of the things is that you guys, all 6 of you, have much more in your past that you can never access through your conscious thought, brain, and mind. It's just not possible. So as you're put in situations, you have to use your mind. You have to use your magnificence.
Yes.
And with using magnificence, you're equal and you're unique. That's simple. And everybody is, but they just don't have the depth yet to ask deep questions. You 6 do.
But really?
But you don't know it using your mind, brain, consciousness.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yes, consciousness. It's very interesting. Right before this call, I was having a conversation with Maria for 2 hours.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And I hung up with her right before, and I noticed that she's a very loving being, as you all know, right?
Yes.
She's the one who compelled me to visit, Diana's place. That gathering, small gathering. And so she has a special heart, in my heart. Special, she's special in my heart. Okay. And I know that she has been going through a lot of divine pre-quantum conversation that she wanted to share. And I did my best to try to compel to kind of like remind her to remember your quantum, use your magnificence, So it was part of my practice, because before it was easy for me to go back, at their level and have the, pre-quantum level conversation. But I knew it was sort of like my practice, So that was a very interesting experience. And I know, a day before that, yesterday, Ed Lansing texted me, and he didn't tell me that, he texted me quite a bit, but he didn't tell me that he had a conversation with you. Right, Peter? You met.
Yes. Yeah.
I was sort of like wondering why he chose not to ask you to be part of this group. I didn't ask that question to Ed, but apparently his magnificence isn't ready, right?
Well, no. See, balance, how can you have balance if you don't have participation? You can't. Now, before this call started, I was outside on our deck, noticing it's not as hot today because there's an overcast. And Maria came to me right before this call.
Oh.
Maria, what?
She came to me right before this call.
Wow, really?
So that shows you how things happen. Now, I don't know what she'll do because that's the future. That's the future now.
Mm-hmm.
But I know she came
Wow.
right before this call.
Wow.
See, that's how things really work. That's what no bias does. Because what can prevent somebody like Maria? There's no bias. There's nothing pushing the other way. Okay, well, she's open, she's available, she's not going to give me a lecture. She wants to connect. And what's the key word in quantum? It's connection.
Mm-hmm.
How can you balance? Read the website, practice. How can you do any of that if you don't connect? This first thing. And connection won't happen until we do a lot of things. But once we've done them, they're done. And there's a reason not to connect. So, does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
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 And she understands, but I can understand that, and I was like that, a couple of years ago, definitely, that it's very easy because of all that chaos that is happening in the world around us. It's easy to put certain people to be in the dryer, right? Put themselves into the dryer and have a pre-quantum conversation, even though they're loving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Now, today, I got a quick one-liner as a result of the video. And the one-liner was from Scott. And the bottom line is he is going to break his spiritual ego. That's the bottom line.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to go back to the website, practice, fun, and I've already changed it, so I lost one of his words. But from him, then, it meant I'm going to blow through my ego.
Yes. That's,
So,
Lovely.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Wonderful.
this kind of thing happens when you just are consistent and there isn't something underneath, some ulterior motive.
yeah.
Now, Hector wrote quite a thing.
Yeah.
He wrote about the dryer, he wrote about spiritual ego, he wrote about washer, too.
An ironing board. An ironing board.
Ironing board, yes, and starch.
Yes. Yes.
Talked about starch.
Funny.
That's just an extension of the trickster for everybody.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of quantum. You have to get it and simplify it and do it. And if you're not doing that, if you're talking about it and you're using false beliefs, you're stuck. He's still us, right? We're each equal. We're each unique, and we can use as many false beliefs as we want.
That's right. That's right.
We make the changes, not others.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Choice.
Yeah, Yuri, what I was getting about Maria was she understands
She
at a
does.
deeper level, but the ego always tricks her.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
As it
it's
does
tough.
many others, yeah.
It's tough. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Do we have a common spiritual ego? Is it common, Peter, or is it individual? This spiritual ego.
it's common.
Whereas the other three egos, the big, small, and the strong,
That's
they are individual egos.
Exactly.
Ah.
But they meshed well together, you know. The trickster can also crop in there.
Thank you.
Yeah, they
Oh yeah.
but the trickster is common also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Trickster and spiritual ego both are common.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Getting through that door, that's a narrow door because it basically makes sure that you are at 0 errors on truth. All 1,000.
Yes.
So if you aren't eagerly participating in developing all 1,000, you're being tricked. You got 600 of them. They are common.
They're common with the prime creator, yeah. That was one of my questions. So once we return to quantum and the body has become analog, where all the digital gaps are gone, then are we still, the spirit and the soul still connected to the prime creator or no?
No, you're not.
Okay. Confirmation. Thank you. So we are.
There is still a prime creator.
Yes.
There still is Jesus. There still is the Holy Ghost. I mean, to me, Zora is a fabulous pilot. Zorea has said to me when he had the talking stick, you're on to something with quantum. He won't even talk about it.
Yes.
And when they use quantum, they misuse it. It has nothing to do with anything we talk about.
Yes.
But from my point of view, it's just more of zero errors.
Yes.
And we're all going to end up there very quickly. And we have all kinds of help. Zero errors means there's nobody that can trick us.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Very.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
My next question, Peter. Where does pre-quantum end for us? Say this group.
When you become quantum.
Okay, so it's gonna go.
It's that simple. It's like there's pre-quantum, and then all of a sudden you do these 20 things, and you practice and you balance, and all of a sudden you just go.
Yes. Very neat.
So, Noreen, is there anything else while you have the talking stick? Is there anything else that you would like to ask about anything?
Okay, another question. How best to use the threes?
The threes?
Uh-huh.
Make sure they're always in balance.
Okay.
So, the spirit and the magnificence and the soul, you always want them in balance.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
One or balance.
Wow, good questions. Noreen, you always have good questions.
Very good question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So it's so we gotta have the balance, love, positivity. Water, quantum strength, and blood.
Right.
And so we did the magnificent spirit, soul. But the fourth one is very fascinating to me because it's body, quantum, and one.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
Yes.
the one quantum body, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
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 See, through thought, pre-quantum people think they have their own body.
Yes.
But we've already said thought, brain, consciousness. There's zillions of false beliefs.
Yes. There's actually one body having zillions of experiences.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
That's how I understood it.
Yeah. of the each one of us, and ego says, I am having the experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very fascinating thing, body, quantum, one.
Yes.
You talked about surrogacy, and that was one of the questions that was, I'm so glad that Nareen asked. And that gave me a practical answer for me to start implementing right away. So I'm so happy that you guys had this Q&A. My mother, certain people in my life have been suffering from all kinds of health related issues. My husband, my mother, for example. And I didn't know what to do with that information about surrogacy. I didn't know. That answered the question, the prior Q&A. So starting from that evening, I take my shower in the evening. I started practicing. And the next day, I saw immediate result in my mother's body. So yeah, I mean, it's a subtle, small thing. It's not like it was a drastic change or anything, but it was amazing. Information. I really thank you for allowing me to have that information so I can practice right away.
Yes.
Yeah, I really.
I feel it the same way, Yuri.
Yes.
To me, it's a practical thing.
Yes.
And immediately use it, and we just get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first time I used quantum analog took me 5 minutes. Now it takes me 4.5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I use it for 4.5 seconds to help Nell's ego to get up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm dealing with my quantum and her ego. And so if I don't allow for her ego, my quantum is no good. Too fast.
Yeah.
So I'm always considering all the things. And as quantum, we're going to finish that same process. You're all very far along. I say that again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, having one body is a great thing. I mean, So
It is.
yeah, it's a wonderful thing. Yeah. And that means that if we work on ourselves, right, build our own strength and maintain our quantum balance and be masterful, the more we practice, that will impact everything else.
Yes. Now let's go to something else. Let's say you're working on a multiple area, so you're using your hands, but you need to stop each half second, right? That's a scan. So a scan is boom, boom, boom. It's not boom.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so if you have different problems in different parts of your body, you don't just say like this and the whole body, the gaps are removed. You have to go to different areas.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, good information. Thank you.
Exactly. Whenever you're using fractals.
So when you're going like that, you're basically pausing every half second.
The halves. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, I was doing it slightly differently this morning it just came to me. I said, I need to work on the different areas of my body that need healing. So I worked with the hips, the knees, and then the eyes and the I was stopping and doing touching every part that I was going through. So yes.
So boom, boom,
Yes.
boom, boom.
All the way.
Sure, you stop.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going too fast.
Yes.
Oh.
And the quantum is not one less. It's half a second, 0.45 seconds. That's half.
Yeah.
Same it takes to say a word.
Yes.
But stop, go, stop, go, stop, go.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Peter, do you use two hands or one hand when you?
I use one hand.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter whether you use two hands or.
No, you can use two. That's right.
Okay.
But I know each of my hands can do it.
Yes.
Are each of the hands doing something different?
Same area, probably.
Same area, but because they're two different hands.
It's what's important is when you're scanning, stop, go,
Okay.
stop,
Okay.
Yeah,
go.
it doesn't
If
matter.
you're using
Okay.
one or two, it doesn't matter.
You're going like this.
Stop, go.
Or you can go like this. Choice.
Okay.
Left hand works better.
Yeah, and it's just trust the quantum part of yourself.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. Very
So how does the hug work then? You said you give Nell a hug every morning, and it takes away all the gaps.
I
Do you
take
give her a hug every part of the body when she has knees problem, arm problem, hip problem? Do you touch
her
every
knee
part?
problems. I work on Nell, but Nell isn't there. But I'm using my knees to be a surrogate for her knees.
Okay.
And I use 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, but my question was, when you hug her every morning, you said it eliminates all the gaps in her body.
No, I use I give her a hug. That's how we started the day. Then she backs away, and I put my hands on her shoulder, and that's when I eliminate the gaps.
Okay.
Yes.
And then she can't detect it, so we just make fun of it.
Do you tell her that I'm removing your gap verbally? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
when
why-
the fun comes in.
I didn't say anything for a while, but now it's a joke.
That's where the fun comes in, yeah.
Right, but it had, the joke is between myself and her personality,
Yeah.
but the event is me with my hands on her shoulder for 4.5 seconds. So her personality or ego knows that I did it.
So why wouldn't you put your hands on her knees as well? Instead, you have to do the surrogacy.
I
Why
don't
can't you?
have to, I choose to.
Okay.
She already has problems with gaps.
Okay.
So I'm going to add water, and she's going to say, enough's enough.
Yeah.
But if I do circus,
Right.
she doesn't even know I'm doing it.
Okay.
Because it's her choice too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Peter, I just unmuted myself because I don't want to bother the recording, but I just wanted to ask a question about that. So at some point, did Your Magnificence ask Nell's Magnificence for permission in order to be able to work on her and do this?
Yeah.
You can do that for your mom.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And all you have to do is once. You don't do it each day. Do it once. You've cleared it with between the Magnificence, and that's it.
Yes.
So,
Ah.
Yeah.
You only have to ask once. You only have to ask once.
Right.
Ask once. Okay, another question, just, looking at it from a different perspective. Okay, we're in quantum, so I know in divine we had like you could say contracts, commitments,
Those are just
everything's present, right?
interpretations.
And so, pardon me?
I said those are just interpretations of the divine.
Right. So my question is that, we all chose to come back together here to return to quantum together and to be able to do more things together, right? So on some level, we all agreed to that ahead of time, that this was our intention. Is that true?
Well, see, in quantum, we don't really use intention.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay.
We just say we're
Because
going to
it's
do
in
this.
the moment.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That was the choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the choice.
Thank you, Nadine. Yes.
And there were no
Yeah.
contracts.
It
So
doesn't
I
mean
get
it'll
that there's
happen.
no contracts.
No, there's no
Right.
contract. It's just choice. And it's happened. It's happened because of countless experience. So,
Yeah.
And that we knew we'd all be together, and that there'd be a zillion opportunities, and in that knowing that we're all together here and now in this amazing time.
right. And
No
I mean, look at the four on my screen right now, Jelly and Judy, and you're there, fuzzy Dinah, but you are
Yeah.
there in the ring.
Yeah.
And you are 4 of the 10 when we ascended as minds.
Yes.
We rendered the pyramid weightless and took it with us. And then if we add me, formula, and voice, quantum singularity, there's 6 steps, right? 7. No, well, Julie, she's different. She was there in Lemuria.
Yeah.
And so, in a way, Julie and I have done a lot, but it started in Lemuria and came forward. We started over 15,000 years ago. We started over 13,000 years ago. And we're not starting over this time. We're doing a hot cut. In computerese called a hot cut. Rather than plowed under and start with as cavemen again.
A hot cut.
Right.
Well, some people on Earth too might be doing that, right?
They are, but see, they don't know their one belief, which is false. It only takes one belief, and you don't have 0 errors on truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow. Interesting times for sure.
Do all magnificences in all 1,000 galaxies agree on the 1,000 truths?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. And they don't have any preferences either. They don't say, like these 5 truths more than the other 9, 5,
None of them are ready. None.
None are ready. Wow.
The Palladians think they're ready, but they're not. Look at Trump. Trump is supported by the Palladians. Yet he doesn't care about lying. He doesn't really care about people.
So why is he being touted as the savior of the world, that he has the most power in the entire world and everybody has capitulated to him and he's going to save the world?
For us, he's part of the trickster. The common trickster. It's that simple.
Wow. Yes. And I feel that divine world, like Father God and others, Prime Creator, somebody as a surrogate here, So he happened to fit the bill with minimum dirty baggage, So,
remember, I had 10 multi-hour visits from Jesus through a channel.
uh-huh.
And Jesus finally told me through that channel, I can't fix you. Have the operation.
Mm-hmm.
That's your brain operation that you're talking about?
And when was
Correct.
that?
Pardon me?
When was that, Peter?
That was the 20th of May, 2015.
2015?
2016. Peter, 2016.
2016.
2
Okay.
weeks before we crossed the quantum threshold.
Okay.
2015, we were in Diana's place.
Right, no, that's my operation was 2015, May. We were in Diana's place in November.
Of 2015.
Correct.
Yes.
So you were already healed.
Well, I see pictures of myself, and I'm not scanning all over, and then I said, no, I can't scan that one. And it's what I shared with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I was totally ready to tackle the subject of quantum. Because basically I could do it in a way where there would be no zero errors. And I didn't want any errors.
Right.
So MIT was my vehicle in having no errors because I proved it, everything to myself.
Wow.
So Peter,
I wanted to.
oh, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Peter, your magnificence actually healed your body, right?
Yes, it hasn't made it young yet, but at the perfect level, I know that's coming. I knew before it was going to be March 3rd, 2020. But I know COVID changed that. But I don't know if it's going to be earlier or if I'm going to be an older person getting younger, but it didn't happen until the 13th of March, 2002. I don't know. I know there's no way that we would have had all the calls and tape. And I know that the amount of information being shared with you all is enormous, way beyond what would have been. You would have been making connections. Now I'm helping you connect.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so
And
much, Peter.
accelerating.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter.
Yes.
Thank you. And Peter, you being the quantum, return to quantum, can remove your own physical, gap, right? And you can do that to others like your wife now. So your body can be healed, by removing gaps, correct?
Yes. But then see the gap part and the youth part different.
Oh, okay.
So I can do everything except I haven't used yet.
Say that again, please.
I can do everything except I haven't used yet. Now,
But
using
Oh, using. Okay.
Using.
Got it.
using will require me to visit my ship.
Okay.
And Suarez said that when you do a time conversion, it'll take 6 hours. That's it. So then all of a sudden you'll be talking with a 33-year-old rather than a 78-year-old.
You're looking younger though, Peter.
I
you
know.
do. You look younger.
Younger.
Yes.
Matt, yes.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, you're getting younger and younger.
yeah. And as I get better
Yes.
Yes.
with
Yeah.
using the tools, I am. And
Yes.
Yes.
so,
Well, thank you, Peter. Thank you for
Judy.
sharing.
oh,
Judy, you have a question?
I have another question.
okay.
If I have time, yes. Peter, when you talked with Noreen and I, you talked about that day you were able to go to level 20 in strength out of the 19, I think you were referring.
Yeah.
But I didn't really understand what level 20 really means. Like 20, like when you're on the website, you have 2, 4. I mean, so you're saying level 20. So I can't even comprehend what level 20 would be.
The way that I do 20 is I say strength twice.
Okay.
And I know I'm in, not think, I know that the system we're in is a base 20 system. And therefore it's very easy to manifest. I choose to manifest by saying strength twice.
Yes.
And I know everything else and it stays in balance. It just benefits all of everybody more than if I say it once. If I say it 3 times, I'm out of balance. It's a base 20s. So there's manifest, and I say strength twice. I say what once, right? And that's the sixth creation is water and strength.
Yeah.
Strength.
Yes.
And so I say water once and strength twice. That's
Okay. That's simple.
And
Thank you.
there are words in the analog, quantum analog, that comes below autobiography, right? It comes in there. I'll change those words. Probably after Tuesday, want to hear what others are saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that answer? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Diane. I had the same questions.
Judy, dear, you had one too.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about December 21st, 2020. I think you were talking to Noreen and Diana the other day, and you said December 21st, 2020, we have another opportunity, a moment to redo what we did 2,200 years ago.
Right. And see, when I look at it now, it basically mirrors when we align with the stars in the and ascended and rendered the pyramid weightless, took it with us. It basically is the same moment, but it's repeated with quantum strength. We didn't have it.
When we go to Australia next year, there may not be a Uluru Rock. It might be gone
Correct.
into Pleiades.
Right. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yes.
And to me, there is a valid scenario that we're done by 2022.
Yes.
And that's why it used to 3 decades, and now 2 years
What do you mean by we're done?
in the transformation.
In returning to quantum, you mean?
We'll probably be because
Already.
of the acceleration and the way everybody is behaving. But the world this will be a global park, for example. And we might visit it, but we'll be in our space.
You broke up at the end, Peter?
Hmm?
We will be in our what? I
In
didn't.
our spaceships.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Judy,
my question is, are we going to ascend this December 21st? That we might ascend and leave this?
No, we'll ascend and stay.
For 2 more years. Then it'll be like all the 9 items Peter has listed on the homepage. They will all be finished.
Correct. Well, it won't be finished. It'll just be people will care more about quantum, and more people will choose to return to quantum.
Yes.
And it won't take some people 5 years. For example, Diane Hoyt. My guess is she'll do it faster because she's already very little without it.
Yes.
And the more this might sound negative, but it boils down to monkey see, monkey do. Well, there's nothing to see yet.
Say that again.
You broke out. Can you repeat?
Monkey see, monkey
Yes.
do.
Yes. Right.
Well, there's nothing to see right now,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
But boy, with what looks to be as of the end of the year, is fabulous.
Yes. And yes.
And that will actually help you guys accelerate.
Yes. Okay. So when you say ascension, when you use the term ascension, it's quite different from what we hear from Sora, like ascension.
Yes. Yeah, because pre-quantum is still based on the mind, body, thought, and the mind, brain, thought, and consciousness. Well, we know those things aren't true.
That's right. Yes. Good.
Yay.
Thank you.
Well,
You're
we
welcome.
said an hour here.
One more question, Peter.
Please.
On the website, you've totally changed the centers, which I love. And talking a little bit about what you're up to, Yuri, with Bonnie and your mom and Diane, very exciting things with the organic farms. It feels very much like many of us will have the opportunity to work at these centers for whatever it is that we want to share. I'm just wondering if you have anything more to share about that, because it's totally changed what you have on the website now.
I'm basically driven by one word: better. So if what you guys say, if that generates better, I'm on it. Because the faster you move, I mean, if we just use the planet, 7.5 billion benefit.
Yes.
Yes.
So, what Scott said was 4 issues. That's already expanded to 6, which is quantum. And it was called, saw it a little few hours ago. Now it's called Daily. So,
What is it called, Peter? I can't hear you.
Daily.
Daily. Okay. Thank
Daily.
you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the word balance is in there because it was so important.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
Very cool. Thank you. Very exciting.
Yes.
It is. I mean, and Thursday starts the new. Starts October.
Yeah.
October happens to be the beginning for the U.S.
Yes. The fiscal.
The new fiscal year. We don't have that. The other 364 days.
Yes.
So the RP could really happen.
Yes.
And that basically stops fake money, fiat call, and starts real money.
Yeah.
Which later on, our skills will be so, and our personal doesn't restart if 105 years or 109 years. So you won't need money, which is be in a position using our weakness and our barter, but using skills because we don't start over.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have no money.
Wow. So it'll be a very short-lived RV. Enjoy.
Yeah. Which is the key thing. Enjoy what is on our plate in the now.
And on the monkey see, monkey do, there is also this 100th monkey theory.
Yes.
Once
Right.
100 monkeys learn the trick, every other monkey knows it. You know, it's like
Right.
Yes.
And that's also what they're talking about when Trump talks about herd immunity. Herd immunity. Same thing.
Uh-huh.
That's what herd immunity is.
Say that again.
Herd immunity.
Mm-hmm.
Herd immunity, yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Sweden did it very successfully without closing anything down.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they didn't close anything down. They didn't have masks. So, and their death rate is probably lower than here because they tried to pad it up as best as they can, you know.
Now, which country?
Sweden,
But then if you normalize Sweden, you find that Sweden, compared to Denmark, Norway, Finland, isn't looking that good. So,
yeah, weather and everything is very similar, yes.
right. So, just look at everything. But that's them. You're you. You're responsible. You, Marie. Julie, you're responsible for you, and Judy, you, and Dinah, you. Those are the four in my screen.
Yes.
So who would like to talk to me?
Who wants the talking stick?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. I was going to share an experiment I've been running last few days with quantum strength and water. So my morning hydration used to be, I added stuff to the water, so it didn't look pure, or it wasn't white. So last few days, what I've done is I just fill it with water and then use the hands around it and say quantum strength and water strength combined to heal the body. And I'm looking for a meter that goes from 0 to 20 to see how far I'm revving up the strength.
All right. So, I could put poison in my water and drink. Because I'm not giving any strength to free quantum.
Yes.
Right.
But just because I can, will I?
No?
No.
Exactly. And see, that's the difference.
Yes. True.
So, as part of your journey, you're going to be able to do things that you then don't choose to do.
Yes.
Peter, I'd like to
To me-
comment on that.
Okay.
That's the one thing big thing I've noticed is I've learned so many healing modalities throughout my life, and I'm noticing now that what may have worked, and it will work, is no longer necessary.
Correct.
So things that take a lot of time, I've made celery juice, and I'm finding that I can just stop if I choose, and just whatever it is in the moment that my body can use can be done very quickly.
Yes.
If my mind thinks about it too much, I don't. It doesn't work. But if I just do it from in the moment, I can feel better. I had the other morning. I woke up and my neck. I couldn't move my neck hardly, and so I just took a half a second and focused on my neck, and then I kind of just went on about my day. I think I had mentioned to Brian, but I couldn't move my neck. And Brian asked me later, he said, "Oh, do you want me to put some lotion?" Or he wanted to see if he could help my neck. And I said, "Oh, it's completely gone." But I wasn't thinking about it.
Yes.
So
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
things
But
like
Judy,
that are happening.
I have a similar. I was going to sleep and I hurt. And so I just reached for quantum strength and balance. So I balanced the hurt with quantum strength and it was gone.
Yes.
So you've basically heard two different approaches in the book.
Mhm.
Now, that's the kind of thing that Julie can do because, as I mentioned earlier, I've been with Julie for 50,000 years, starting in Lemuria. It's kind of gone forward. And Lemuria went under because there's not enough technology, too much love.
Mhm.
And so it was plowed under, started again. Right? But without knowing that additional, what Julie has just shared with us is not as meaningful. But it has been shared, and we heard her perspective. And that's why we started up. But Julie then, and Julie now, doesn't use any false beliefs. She just has, and that includes all the experience from Atlantis, where we plowed it under. And it includes all of our current, which basically is tied to PC. So with the PC, it boils down to architecture.
Yeah.
Use Apple. One click is Apple's objective. Or do you use PC and you're dealing with a bunch of... That's what we're doing.
Mhm.
zillions of false police. There's only 1,000. Simplicity is key. Well, cobbling things up again. They're doing a good job. But the architecture and starts with and Wozniak. Nothing will change.
Mm-hmm.
So the Gmail thing, when we started that, there were 19 of us using Gmail. 19. It's amazing.
That's for you, Julie.
I know. Thank you.
Get on the iCloud.
I know. Well, that would be solely on my phone, and so I'm looking into getting an iMac.
Yay. And also, when you use your Comcast email,
Yes.
I can't read them on my iPad or iPhone.
It's a proprietary thing, and
Yeah.
it's not useful.
Yes.
I've already got my iCloud email
Okay.
address picked.
Yay.
So I'll switch over one of these days.
Yay.
Okay.
I tried to open a second one. They wouldn't allow me to do that.
Oh, you don't know how many hours I have talked to Apple support. They have blacklisted me. I am sure they have blacklisted me because when I call them now, they immediately send me to the senior advisor.
Yay.
That's a good thing. It's not fun.
One of the
You're special.
tricks I found
You're
with Apple
unique.
is they are very loose with your phone or computer, and it's very easy to. Right now, my Apple Care is with the phone, but that allows me to get all the help I need with the computer. Also,
Yes.
I don't have Apple Care. I just call the support line.
that's amazing.
Well,
You're doing better than.
Well, they charge you $2,000 for a computer. I said that's worthwhile.
plus, you know,
Exactly.
one of the senior people and one of the Apple stores here told me was that when they update any software on any device, they cover you for 90 days. And usually they update before 90 days, so you're always covered. Because the software is always updating, you know.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah, so that's another reason not to have it. I have it on my iMac, but not necessary though.
Our Apple store over here is letting people in the store now. They just started letting people in again.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good.
I like that.
I like going in the store because the people are smart.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, our store was open too. I had a problem with my phone the other day. I mean, you had to have an appointment, but it's nice people were able to stop.
Right.
And
Right.
Wisconsin's one of the worst states of COVID, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
So shall we stop the recording? Are we done? An hour and 15 minutes into it.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Does everybody, would anybody like to talk and say?
I would just like to say thank you.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
That
very
was
Thank you
much.
all for sharing.
I
Yeah, and thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Thank
Another
you
call.
for
excited. I'm so
Thank you,
excited
everyone,
we were going
for
to have
Are we
joining.
doing another
It's
one?
my fun.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Thank
Big
you.
Tell Nell thank you for sharing.
Good to see you
You.
all.
All right, love you guys. Have a
Love
great weekend. We'll see you Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I love you all.
Bye for now.
Okay. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.